Section D, question number 7. The economic growth rates of a state for 4 consecutive years are 2%, 2.5%, 3%, 4% respectively. Find the average growth rate using an appropriate average. Now whenever increase or decrease is given, so I told you first of all what we have to do. If increase is given, then we have to add that percentage. If decrease it is given, then we have to deduct or subtract that percentage from 100. Now here we will find out x1, that is 100 plus 2%, that is equal to 102, then 2.5%. So x2 is equal to 100 plus 2.5, that is equal to 102.5, then 3%. So 100 plus 3%, that is equal to 103, and x4 is equal to 100 plus 4. So 100 plus 4, that is equal to 104. Now we got our all the 4 values, that is x1, x2, x3 and x4. Now which method will be appropriate? As the rate of economic growth is given, so geometric mean method will be more appropriate measure for calculating mean. Right? Now average growth rate we will calculate. So geometric mean G is equal to nth root of x1, x2, x3 till xn. Now here as we can see 4 values are there. So our geometric mean formula will be n is equal to 4. So 4th root and 4 observations will be there. So x1, x2, x3 and x4. So x1 value is 102 multiplied by x2 is 102.5 multiply by x3 is 103 and x4 is 104. Now we have to multiply this. Now when we multiply this in our calculator, so we'll get our answer as 111993960. That means 4th root is there, that means we have to find out square root 2 times of this particular number. Now one time, for the first time we will find out square root, so we will get answer as 10,852.72. One more time we will repeat our calculation, that square root we will find. So our answer will come 102.87. Hence what we can say, average growth rate or average economic growth rate is equal to, what is our answer? 102.87 minus 100. So that is equal to 2.87%. So our average growth rate is 2.87%. Now section D, question number 8. Find D7 and P15 from the following data about basic daily sales of a mobile phone shop and interpret them. Now number of phones and number of days, that is data is given to us, and we have to calculate D7 and P15 from this. So first of all, we will make a 3-column table, that is number of phones, that is X, number of days, that is F, and cumulative frequency, that is CFI, will calculate from frequency. Right? So CFI everybody knows how to calculate. 3 plus 9, 12, then 12 plus 15, 27, 27 plus 23, it will give you 50, 50 plus 8, 58, 58 plus 2, 60. Now I will put my formula, that is D7 is equal to value of 7 n plus 1 upon 10th observation. As decile is there, so in denominator 10 is there. Now I will replace this n with 60. So that is equal to value of 7. Now n is 60 plus 1 upon 10th observation. That is equal to value of 7. Now see, 60 plus 1, that is 61, and 61 divided by 10, so that will give you 6.1. So 6.1 we have to multiply it with 7. So 6.1 we will multiply with 7, so we'll get our answer as 42.7th observation. Now this we have to refer in our CF column. 42.7th observation comes in which? So as you can see here, 42.7th observations comes in 4th row, right? So the respective x value is 8. So our D7 is 8 mobile phones. So D7 is equal to 8 mobile phones. Now P15. So P15 is equal to value of 15 and plus 1 upon 100th observation. Now what I'll write? Value of 15 and value is 60. So 60 plus 1 upon 100th observation. Now 60 plus 1 is 61 divided by 100. So that is equal to 15 multiplied by 0.61 observation. Now 15 you have to multiply with 0.61. So 15 when you will multiply with 0.61, you will get your answer as 9.15 observation. Again we have to refer to CFI column. 9.15. So we'll look here. 9.15, as you can see, it will come in second row. So the respective x value we'll see, that is 6. So our P15 is 6 mobile phones. Now we have to interpret these values. So D7 is 8 mobile phones. So we can say that the sale of mobile phones of 70% of days will be 8 phones or less. And P15, that is the value of 15th observation, will be 6 mobile phones, right? So we can say that the sale of mobile phones of 15% of days will be 6 or less mobile phones. Question number 9. The mean perfume content in the bottles filled by a perfume manufacturer machine should be between 29.6 ml and 30.4 ml. That is, they have given us range that the mean content, it should be between this to this milliliter. The 7 bottles tested had the following perfume content in milliliter. Is the machine working properly? Now how we'll check this? First of all, we'll find the mean of quantity of perfumes in 7 bottles, right? So what is our formula for finding mean? X bar is equal to sigma x upon n. As it is ungrouped data, so we'll write down sigma x upon n. That is equal to, now we'll add all these observations which are given to us. So that is 30.2 plus 28.9 plus 29.2 plus 30.1 plus 29.4 plus 31.3 plus 31.4 divided by, now how many observations are there? 7 bottles they have given us, so n is 7. Now you have to add all these observations. When we add all these observations, we'll get our answer as 210.5 upon 7. 210.5, when you'll divide it by 7, you'll get your answer as 30.07 milliliter, right? So that is your mean. And what range they have given to us? That is, it should be between 29.6 to 30.4 ml, right? So as we can see, the mean quantity is more than the range which is given to us. Hence we can say that machine works properly. Question number 10. The mean of marks scored by 34 boys in a class is 57. The mean of marks of all 60 students of the class is 59. Find the mean marks scored by the girls. Now here they have given you N1 X bar 1 and combined mean information they have given to us, right? So first of all, the mean of marks scored by 34 boys in a class, that is we can write down N1 is equal to 34 and X bar 1 is equal to 57. The mean of marks of all 60 students, all 60 means that is the total they have given to us. Now of class is 59, that is combined mean. Combined mean is 59. And N2 how will find? Now total 60 are there. So 60 minus N1 we know that is 34. So 60 minus 34, that will give you 26. So our N2 is 26 and X bar 2 we have to find, right? Combined mean formula will put. So what is our combined mean formula? X bar C is equal to N1 X bar 1 plus N2 X bar 2 upon N1 plus N2. Now what is our N1? It is 34. What is our X bar 1? 57 plus N2 is 26 multiply by what is X bar 2? That we don't know, that we have to find, upon N1 plus N2 it is directly given to us, that is 60. Now 34 multiplied by 57. So 34 multiplied by 57 is equal to 1938. Combined mean they have already given to us, that is 59. Plus, now here 26, X bar 2 value we are not having. So we will write down as 26 X bar 2 divided by 60. Now this 60 will take in cross multiplication over here. So that is equal to 59 multiplied by 60 is equal to 1938 plus 26 X bar 2. So 59 when you will multiply with 60, we will get our answer as 3540. So 1938 plus 26 X bar 2. Now this when it will go on other side of equal to, so it will happen or will put minus sign ahead. Here plus is there, so that's why it will be minus. So therefore 26 X bar 2 is equal to 3540 minus 1938. Now we will subtract this, we will get our answer as 1602, and this 26 will take it denominator over here. So our X bar 2 is equal to 1602 divided by 26. It will give us 61.62. Hence our X bar 2 is 61.62 marks. Question number 11. The mean of 50 observations is 35. That is mean they have given and N they have given. That is X bar is equal to 35 and N is equal to 50. Later on, it was known that the value of one observation was taken as 50, which was wrong. Find the mean of remaining observations by excluding the wrong observation. Now this is little bit different sum as compared to the examples which we have solved, because in that what was given, wrong and correct observations both were given, right? Here they have only given you wrong observation and they have told that we have to exclude the wrong observation and we have to find the correct mean. So what we'll do, X bar is given to us. So first of all we'll find out sigma x. Sigma x everybody knows how to find, that is N into X bar. That is equal to 35 multiplied by 50. So your sigma x is equal to 70 1750, that is your sigma x. Now new n will calculate, that is 50 observations are there total, minus 1 wrong observation, so our new n is 49, and correct sigma x if will calculate. So correct sigma x is equal to sigma x minus wrong observation plus correct observation. But here correct observation is not given to us, so that's why we are not writing here. Sigma x is 1750 minus wrong observation, it is given to us 50. So our correct sigma x is 1700. Now we will find mean of remaining observations. Mean of remaining observations is equal to now correct sigma x is 1700 divided by what is your new n? 49. So when you will divide 1700 by 49, we will get our answer as 34.69. So that is our mean of remaining observations. Question number 12. 3 students from a group of 18 students failed in the examination for the subject of economics. What they are saying, that is 3 students from a group of 18, that is total 18 students are there. From that 3 students failed in the examination. The marks obtained by the 15 students who passed, that is they have given you information regarding the 15 students who passed the examination, are as follows. Now the information they have given to us of 15 past students, we have to find the median marks of all 18 students. So what to, first of all we will suppose that marks of the students who failed, that is x1, x2 and x3. This we will suppose. Now the students those who failed, obviously they will have their marks less than the students those who passed, right? So first of all we'll arrange our this data in ascending order. Now this I have arranged this data in ascending order. Now what is our formula for finding median? That is value of n plus 1 upon 2th observation. Now what is our n over here? Don't take it as 15 because they have given you information regarding 18 students, 3 are failing and other 15 are passing. So what I will do, value of n is 18. So I will write down value of 18 plus 1 upon 2th observation. That is equal to value of 18 plus 1 is 19 and 19 divided by 2, it will give you 9.5th observation. Now 9.5th observation, whenever this comes in point, so what we are doing, we are finding the average of 9th observation and value of next observation, that is 10th observation. So here we will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So value of 9th observation is 53 and value of 10th observation is 55. So that is equal to value of 9th observation plus value of 10th observation divided by 2. That is equal to 53 plus 55 divided by 2. Now 53 plus 55, that is equal to 108 divided by 2. So therefore your median is equal to 54 marks. Question number 13. The mean daily sale of a company is 126.2. That is, they have given you mean directly, 126.2 units. The sales on 10 days after adopting a new advertising strategy are as follows. Now, after adopting the new advertising strategy, after 10 days sales they have given to us Can we say that mean sale has increased by new advertising strategy? Now first of all, X bar they have given to us, and means after 10 days we have to find. So same way, first of all we will have put our formula, X bar is equal to sigma x upon n. Now whatever the values are given to us, so that we'll do calculation. Sigma x, that is 156 plus 125 plus 162 plus 153 plus 130 plus 124 plus 127 plus 142 plus 149 plus 121. Total 10 observations. So n is 10 divided by 10. That is equal to, add all these observations. So when we will add all this observation, we will get 1389 divided by 10, that is equal to 138.9 units, right? So X bar is equal to 138.9 units. Now this mean is after calculating the new observations, or we can say the new mean after the advertising new policy or strategy was adopted. So what we can say about this, our old mean was 126.2 units and new one is 138.9. So we can say that due to the new policy of advertisement, the mean of daily sales has been increased from 126.2 to 138.9 units. So new policy of advertisement, the daily sales has been increased.